Let's start with Charles Blaine.
Yeah, so I mean, I definitely think freedom does evolve, the idea of freedom. I look back at my family, and my grandfather in Alabama had his church burned down 3 times and had to rebuild every time. My dad in 1950s Alabama went to South Carolina went to segregated school, and so their idea of freedom was very different than what I'm facing now. But I don't think that the principles and the values that we fight for, personally, me as a conservative, change very much. And so I think when you're talking about freedom of fear, I don't really think that's the case. I think we should be all fighting for equal access and equal opportunity to the same things that we're all, granted and protected under our Constitution. But I don't think that we should expand it and start looking at these other areas. That's when I think we start to kind of see this overreach, and we start to see government encroaching in areas of our lives where we shouldn't be having it encroach. So,
have African Americans achieved equal treatment under the law? And if they haven't, are they being denied freedom in its truest sense?
I think under the letter of the law, that's the case, but under the color of the law, I think it's a little different. Actually, there's a book called Color of Law it's absolutely one of my favorite books that talks about how, redlining back in the day, you see the consequences of it today. So I think there is still a fight for things like that, but I think the fight is just much different than what we're facing today. I think that the obstacles that we have to overcome are very different. I don't want to say they're higher or lower than what we had to face before, but they're different. And so I do think that we have freedom. I mean, the fact that I can get out there and speak my mind and fight for what I want to believe in without the threat of being persecuted, prosecuted, killed over what I believe, I think that is freedom at its core. And so I do think that we're in a very different position, but the fight has just changed.